Welcome to presentation 4 of the first week of Creating Worship That Inspires. And the topic is Divine Principle Guide to Helping People Hear the Word. You probably didn't know that Divine Principle had such a guide, but it's all about that. And we're going to be looking at pages 105 to 108 in particular. And we begin with the question, who converts people? God converts people. Witnessing should not be done centered on words. Father said, people follow because of their own self-realization. That comes from God, from the Holy Spirit. But we can help. What we do is create the environment in which God can do his work. According to the divine principle, this means to help people cultivate a humble heart, create an atmosphere that allows people to separate from conventional concepts, allow people to open up spiritually, support their effort to receive divine inspiration through prayer, and allow people to check whether it is true or not, and to confirm it to themselves, and to answer their questions. Divine principle-based worship has 5 purposes. The 5 love and life purposes fit exactly to what the divine principle describes is supposed to happen when people in the last days encounter the new truth and make the transition from the old age to the new age. It states that people who lead an ardent life of prayer or who live by their conscience want to follow the providence of the new age. Once they hear the new truth, that means someone has to speak it to them. They have to meet somebody in order to hear the new truth. Worship needs to allow people, once they meet that person, then we create the place where people can face their fear, confusion, and anxiety, which people feel in the last days, which means we share hospitality. Putting these together, this means we connect. We inspire the people. And then it needs to create an atmosphere conducive to prayer and humility and to people opening up spiritually. This is to inspire the emotions. Inspire the emotions. Spirit in this context, and this is talking about the internal intellect being awakened, spirit in this context denotes the inspiration of heaven. Cognition of a spiritual reality begins when it is perceived through the five senses of the spirit self. These perceptions resonate through the 5 physical senses and are felt physiologically. So this is to inspire the emotions, or inspire. Then next is cognition of the truth, which arises from the knowledge gleaned from the physical world as it is perceived directly through the physiological sense organs. You hear the word externally spoken to you in church. So church needs to present the truth, speak the word, which means to inspire the mind or empower. And then we need to give people the opportunity to respond, to volunteer with enthusiasm, to give back, which means contribute, inspire the will. The divine principle says they will then fully understand God's providential needs concerning the new age and will volunteer with great enthusiasm and delight. And this experience then is fully harmonized and awakens the spirituality and the intellect together and moves our life, we might say, removes the fallen nature so that we can receive blessing and multiply and have dominion, inheriting the true love of God. So the 5 purposes of Love and Life Ministries are embedded within the divine principle teaching of what happens to sincere people searching for the new truth in the last days. This means that we need to develop worship. And that's the purpose of this class. So how are we doing? The exercise this week is to do a self-assessment, or an assessment of worship in your local church. And we're going to have Heather Thalheimer explain to us how to carry the purpose and the way we're going to do that self-assessment.